where is rational, but held at the allowance at what gives it reason by there being madness to cause a mind to see then where stability lies as then things fall off of a tower. Then as reason is as much by its observation of what isn't suitable through its being unstable as then its shedding light on instability as much so that gives its nature as to what is reasonable. Where this shedding of light is as though I look at a diamond in the sun, what then as I tilt the nature of the thing gives brilliant colors along precise lines, while then the thing itself holds on to the nature of colorlessness. Then what is a test for absoluting a thing? When truly is not the thing what is giving a test merizo itself being tested as it is what is calling its right to test, then it is saying that it holds the color of what is being tested for, while then holding the colorlessness of what can then be without the color. Then there is a test of who holds the color, while being a greater test, while is not the nature of testing itself flawed in then it's calling a test positive when looking at the nature of positivity? Where would not when then saying its tower is of stability is perhaps the falling of a stone from a cliff that then piled up stones that then as things were observed from this piling to have then fallings itself that then we would call its pile, the thing to be tested from when it was from a falling for the positivity of stability? Then as things test for a color, that though they may say it is within their reason to hold that color, how much of that color can they hold and still be called colorlessness that they call themselves what holds the color absolutely without color itself? What is to say that they hold the color, but are not the color? Then we say that it is better not to look at one tower to call color what it is, that what we call stability isn't from observing the falling off of another form of stability. We say, let us look at what makes both stabile, and then we can understand stability as a function. Where then however have we not then rendered perhaps the function of our gauging of color into one that perhaps doesn't allow a form of color to be observed from looking at one or only two towers and not by looking at the commonality of all towers, where then this is a tower that itself has piles of rocks fall off of it and pile up, where then we say this and from having looked at all the towers of rocks beneath this then say that perhaps this is a tower that has fallen off of a thing and piled up. Though is there a color there that then this tower captures in its being a color of no further or there is no color, but then did we not say that it was colorlessness that held color? Then perhaps what we call colorlessness is a color of this colorlessness in its going to the point of where we say there is no more color, then that is a color of that tower. But then does this not show that by looking at the other towers for a capturing of color by their stability, that then this tower fails to capture their colors as they failed to capture that color? For we had to look to this tower to see it. But then was it not our looking at those towers what led us to this one? Then are they not all one tower? Then what is the space that we called the fallings off of each? But then that is colorless space? Then the towers themselves are seen as color captured by the colorless space between each. The towers are the fallings, though is that not what we called stability for our tests of positivity? Where isn't the greater test that we then call the fact into question that the problem of the test is that itself is a thing that once stabile has no foundation? For the nature of testing is built off of problems, where then the nature of problems is that they are not solved, where then the nature of testing is that they are not proven, where then this itself is an absolute that then there is no true test. Then though the test would say that there is allotment of space between what we would call one test from another that we gain a sense of absolute from a test, but then is this not simply the problem of the towers? Then as things want their color to shine, the fact that it is called so is within their ability not to be overwhelmed by color that they are then said to be what calls the color forth, rather than being a color what is called, where then to say such a thing is within the line of holding color that then it would be said that when it is spoken of, it is taken seriously, otherwise they are color, and then not appreciated for what colors they have to show. Then if this be, when looking at the problems of stability, where should one look to test? If it is all one tower, then should one not see the tower as stabile? Where any form of it being not so, is simply a color, where then this is the test. Then what is the problem? The problem of different schools of thought trying to say they own the problem by having a test what then can confirm it as solved? Where the more they reach into its solution, if it is the problem they seek, do they not then become the problem? Then we can look at this like a game of football where there is an athlete that the schools who are themselves playing for, where they then say they have the right to the athlete what then will put their school on a winning route for the season. What then if this athlete has no intentions either way? Where we say confusion is a problem of statistics. Where then though could we not then say that the word itself fails to be what we call it when the problem of statistics is raised to this question of where then confusion as a thing then represents it either being confused in one eternal state, or a confusing nature of all states? where then its being then comes to be simply a being that then goes through what anything would to be, where then it is anything but confusing, as much as anything else is confusing at times. Or it is confusing all the time, but where then we have no way of knowing confusion, and then there is nothing to call out of place. By where then these trains and schools of thought are called, like these towers being separate and two towers are fighting for one thing, like Hatfield and McCoy. Where does that story properly capture the feeling through then a literary test? What then calls the solution its? Where then does testing itself fail to capture the feeling? Or then is testing like confusion then, and when it's in full force there is no way of its being, but it is in all other things then now, only when looked at when? Then for each school of thought is then its absence of this to say its being is worthwhile while calling it theirs. Like a ring whose potency is brought into question through direct or paralleled or problems of multiplicity, what then its being a thing of importance is based upon the conversation it holds, that then by its answer is then its being taken off. But then when is the conversation where? Then one questions rings in their ability to wear them, what is to call their command over the nature of the aspect by a form of reasoning through a form of dialogue. What then is then their failing in them, then holding no color and wearing nothing? But then are they not what holds the color, as was said before, by then this colorlessness? Then this is its ruining. What is to repeat? What is itself a tower of colorlessness? Where then I can say that each time I read a book is my first time reading it, and it changes every time that I read from it. If there is no way of knowing that the whole lineage of thought that led up to my reading from it this time isn't another time itself, where then its only occurring is by its going through the line that I say has been, where then my past readings of it in this line are, but then it is what I have remembered and what everything says it is. But then this is my first time reading it, and everything it says is new and has changed from a thing that, given the reality of what change is, to call my life, so that I may not speak with such things on another form of having no change to be. They are then having change in my giving allowance to then that this time reading from them is from another time of having read them from another time where they said something else, but according to the line that their being in that line they have had no change from their reading, and the only perception of change is in remembrance. What though could be the book in the book of books still waging itself against other books for lines, with then this allowance for times of not knowing in this time, though the only things we know in a line are then in the book of all lines, what is then them having only one line? Where then do their lines not change if we see the book of all lines being a character itself, what calls its own lines into question, where then some get greater or lesser amounts of attention, until this book is dead, and the form of understanding that we call all by is then breaching into the form of another verbose nature. What though is the colorlessness? Then one questions the lines, and then they form a book of lines that then says there is but one way for these things to be, and no of another line. Then one questions the dead, and then one sees books as living, and then the only way for new books to be with more lines is in new life, where then there is no way for books of the dead to change by the hand of the dead. Then one thinks that to be called human is weakness, but where though its ability in catching bullets is in its ability of saying that it is inhuman. Where then if I know a book so well, how would I not know that then I am a part of it, and then my speakings of it are the lessening and the gradering of these lines that then are only known to be written when I read from the book that then it is only written once I am dead, and then until my book is picked up, and then this be for the reader until it is called known again. Where then is there any way of knowing? Well, is not there being knowing? And what is the being of the being that knows this? Where then do we say its being has any of this color? Well, their bindings are, and their words within them are, and then there are libraries full of them that are, and then each is a tower. Where this way of speaking of towers is a tower, where then the way of recording change is a tower in one of these books. Where then the change of each book is recorded in a way that fits the color of falling from the tower of its pages, then its form of displaying its change over time is as much within its pages as where its pages take you. Then I say that in this line there is no other line. Then I say that I wish to read from a book and have it be new words, but then how would I know it? Where then is not the ability of a book's being in their ability to paint themselves into being what they are as an experience for whatever finds themselves in their bindings. Then I fail to see the binding that binds this all together, that it may be known. Then this is simply a question of the tower wanting to call a color its while being able to hold its color at bay, to call it forth for then it to mean something as it is showing in being brought upon intention. That then this is the tower of stability in its being able to hold cause. Where then as of now is its holding that there is no reason to do that it might do this, then is its being unable to give this then reason. Then is it still being what though is not a tower, what we then judge a thing as solid by having no movement. Then as it moves around this thought is its being more than what we call movement? Then I say that I had this thought another time, but not this time. Where how would I know that this wasn't my 50th time writing this thought, but that I don't know the other times this time? Then I say that this is my first time writing this thought. Where then do hands come second in thought? Then when I thought this thought without any hands was my first time writing it? Where then its feeling was right, until I tried to write it, but then in writing it doesn't feel right because its feeling right was when I thought it first and didn't think to write it down? Then it was more right not being written? Where then does not thought say that a thing according to thought should be right according to either of its thinking right? Unless I am thinking about feeling? Then with that thought, to capture the thought I thought more, if most of the feeling was thought, then should I not write about what was felt when I thought the thought when I thought it was more right? Then I felt like a barn owl, sleeping away from everything with a mill above me, where I awoke in a tent that was uncomfortable to get out of in its being cold, and the zipper on its canvas was met with a lot of conversation that was a catching up with tending to the campsite, where when I enjoyed having more people at the campsite, but then with personalities being what they are meant there was more problems than my own to have to combat. What was the mine wanting to sleep in the barn? Where then was my overcoming of cold each morning in my avoidance of people through a cold shoulder? Then I read each night, and I thought about reading, and I looked at the pages of books, and the types of paper, and the types of feelings that were held in the many different types of paper and books, and then the many different types of feeling that many things held outside of books, and then I thought about all the different thoughts that come about from either reading, or that led to its being written, or perhaps it's being something that leads to nothing. Then I want to say that I know more about reading than anything and can show it through by if one knows how to read. Then they know that what they are reading is knowledge. Then I say that the knowledge I was reading with my knowledge has more than just what reading is said to be. Wherein one's allowance to read is then a gesture that there are then modes of reading. What is to say that reading is more according to your mode of reading? Then the mode of reading that I felt was that the books were changing but I always knew them as such, and they were speaking to my mind about things that according to the nature of how books are shouldn't be. Then the nature of my being is furthered from the nature of where this conversation is seen as out of line. Where then the nature of the problem is to reside where the nature of this conversation is what is to exist out of the great time with things that still make sense in your time of being there where then to say to the great time that this time is then to not be in the great time what is to fail to prove it to it for is that not its feeling? Then in an attempt to call this to the great time is an attempt to match the great time with an amount of confusion that makes sense that it may know of it in the great time without being the great time. Then I say that when one reads they are edited. What is to have their motion halted that the figuring out as close to stillness is then had? What is in calligraphy, where stillness is then stability? Then they are figured out in as close to true stillness as possible while being what is motion through calligraphy. Then what is editing though but having changes be made? Where then according to how a thing is bound according to a type of change, is then its binding of editing. Then the binding of editing that allows for a change in editing is a great binding, wherein one's ability to be edited further by a binding is in their residence within how captivated by a thing's bindings they are, whether it be one long binding, or a small one over and over until how many times once has been through its binding is long. Then after a thing is edited, how does it know of its being before editing? Unless it sees another version. Where then does it not call the book itself false in there being versions then it seeks to find itself in another book that doesn't have versions, that then it doesn't just call itself a version being edited. Then is that what I felt that I tried to capture in writing? What is simple editing? But where then one was being edited without their knowing? Where then is the place of great editing that things are from as a baseline for editing? And is this any more or less affected by types of editing than calling itself just a version as much as one of those towers? Then we call books with versions less of a version than other books without, but where then all we really are is calling their feeling as a type of change one that is of an opinion of them who finds themselves within their bindings. Where then change is then held as a type of currency, where then currencies call themselves more than others, but what of how one feels to a currency? Where then is one's struggle to call other currencies lesser or greater what is to paint a picture of dictatorial measure for all to reside in an opinion of one, where when a thing travels and calls a place not so different, for it to be in vicinity did not a portion of what it calls its own have to come along, that then it could be known in the place, and how would it know of the place otherwise where it truly was without the thing that traveled there to truly be different? Then there are rich things that by their form of currency, what is then where power and dreams are held what though gives their fantasy power in the more childlike they act what is the power of their wine when wind, is then held at bay with what then they base as a structure that then they can call apparently beyond their power what then gives their currency of fantasy value for as the commonality between fall fantasied is then if they are true is that then, What has power when anything can have power in fantasy as structure itself is beyond stability where then nothing has power? What then as they push their fantasy with whining as little children they become more childlike? What then is to be more fantasy? What then though is to have a lessening of fantasy? Then this conversation is on parallel with economics but in a different suit. Then according to the greatest food where then the public is a traveler, what then is a greatest food? What though then it is empty space that then those that call themselves the greatest good can't be exposed in for long, for then they are common. Then though the common good holds up the road to allow travel between the greatest goods, what then this greatest good is then a greatest good? What then can be seen as a kingdom as then the common good changes and forms of travel change, and as greatest goods change then with their amount of what they call richness, by then holding off on their winnings that they don't push their luck and find their sails broken in the river of time, that then the river becomes a pool and one in which there is no direction. What then is their wishing for fantasy? What though is their fantasies ruining? Then they wish for apparent good. What is then the lessening of their power and fantasy? What is then the book of the dead, and to be maimed, named, eyed, fruit? Though for the apparent good to hold on to rich things, what are kids is then for them to be rich for rich things like fantasy? What then though is then the apparent good balancing on being apparent and rich to hold rich things for the greater good? Reich, Richter scale. What then is then their lessening of appearance? What then in relation to this podcast of them losing sight and knowing their children, etc.? Then though the problem with then a thing calling the ability to know someone's appearance is then in the problem of its being a moment for them by perspective of being able to draw their moment by in accordance with these things, where then the schools of thoughts on appearance are all branches on the trains of thought that then people hold up as belief in them being true through officialness or recognition beyond their own. What is then that one's own ritual is never true, as then ritual seeks truth through anthropology as a kingdom in the road of common good? What is then the battle of one's own ego or against them their own foundation, as then their calling as to their appearance by demanding of their moment be there through who then calls themselves of relation to their cause by various forms of methods that rely upon their feelings and arguments towards dilemmas and solutions to problems outside and of their own? Where though the greater the painting becomes to call their moment is then the changing of what the title of the painter is through a never-ending branching network of what is then the greater painter, by which then forms and styles of painting fight on a changing battlefield, where then the battlefield is brought into question as is it not merely a form of a painter or painting? Then this present is a universe inside each, and as each inside this universe is a foregoing of procedure to fight this fight as to what is their right. Then is someone's association with these thoughts as them being like a feeling of urination or defecation what is to be deified, or in the shower, then they continually try to go there without though eating, or getting breaking a sweat. What is the shower? Then one says that there is an unlimited and ever renewal of things given the nature of things, and that the only thing to say otherwise is then rich things trying to own things, where then one exists there until then what they consumed then finds its way to the consummate, then that what was consumed means something. It is then said that there is a machine that works only with work, where then though in the place where one is afforded true nature is not, then it seen that there is infinite amount given the nature of where things come and go, then they are the place if they are able to hold up its walls, that then when they are called consummate have to make the consumed feel that nature while still feeling the nature of their consummation being of worth. What is then to call ownership into question? What is then to have limits and parameters? What then is to go back to where one wakes up each day and has no more to read from a book that has been written and bound and described, versus is continually renewed reading? Why though then the problem is that then is not its only true paraphrase itself? What then though within it would not one then say that there is more, when then being in a book is more about where it takes you with its continued observance than with what could be paraphrased about it while not being it? What is to be infantile? Where then the problem is silence, like science. What the conversation amongst everyone is like a wine bibber trying to put their keys in a vehicle. Sure, it might happen, but in which case should we just grab a shot of penicillin? What itself is a prescribed accident? Where true science is like a sigh of good work after it's done, where the counterfeit of itself is like feeling counterfeit currency. But does this not itself then designate that only true problems are real if then for their feeling we require as such, or we don't count them as having true feeling? Where then even looking at the name of the problem is as unscientific as it comes. What then is the problem with all of this talk about it? Where is the structure composed in a non-layman's lineage of chemical composition that is of a uniform nomenclature that fits these terms rather than the terms of mass conversation? What itself is a proliferation of change for the conversation to continue. Where then the behavioral characteristics that are its composure in the realm of it having basis amongst dialogue that is textbook, in the relation to structural nomenclature of its parts in comparison to similarly found structures in the same realm of where it is designated, that then its calling is finding its place rather than calling it what places it in the place where it is not found among what it is called, but found as a problem amongst where it is one, where then its problem is seen as what it is, rather than a problem of nomenclature, where then what is nomenclature, where then is the problem itself with nomenclature, where why do we name things the way we do, if not for what they are, where then when we name things in a way other than what they are, for then our separation of them from being a part of dialogue, then are they what they are, when we use dialogue to speak what things are, where then is the realm of dialogue opened up into its having languages of such, where then we call them unrecognizable, that then they are the structure of what they are without them being in the dialogue where they are a problem, where then is this not though Babylon, what is bibbing, where then is not all language spoken by all people that hear a word of it. For how can sound not know what sound is? Then what is the fact that there are then unrecognizable sounds? But then this is the faction of memory for the mind, where then truly only unrecognizable sounds are sound from long ago, where then the mind to be what it is, only recognizes so long ago, otherwise what we call the mind as being mine, wouldn't be so, for then as the mind itself grew would it then have anything to call out of its mind, where then isn't the mind for thought? Where then thought itself designates that the thing one thinks about is out of the mind, what then does not the mind itself designate thought? Where what then thought would there be if the mind had not a time frame of retention? So then foreign languages and our ability to call something a problem in another tongue, that then it is only a problem of an unfamiliar sound, and not one that causes disruption upon the sound we know, is then for it to have a speed of sound that then is not overcome, that then we have mind, that then we have thought, that then we can have foreign language, that then we can name things as such that don't collapse into having a problem with dialogue upon them being spoken as what they are, while not being what they are for what is familiar. So then rather than with other problems of like nature that then allow us to know the nature of problems, where then we can call the problem what it is, rather than having it be one, where then when finding all the problems that are similar, then in light of all the problems, what problem is it L? Then as each author is then in the library working on not being edited, where then though the only feeling they strive for is reading, what according to this is editing, where then the library is on the battlefield of painting towards maiming, as any other form of description into and beyond what is described here. If problems themselves are looked at as taking up time, then the deeper one dives into any moment, whether it of your own breathing, or with the amount of light cast by a distant star, one focusing on the quarks of either will find themselves counting a never-ending line of sheep, where when the problem itself seems to be away but present, but not so present that one couldn't find a problem with the problem when looking at other problems immediate to the body, then what of problems? Then this is the problem itself asserting importance? For if we were to look at problems themselves as either or, there is no solution to their end, where then for one to be, they be gotten over. But then where is the importance of a problem in them so being something having to be gotten over, since they are everywhere to be? Then when it is our own thought that itself lacks, it is an occurrence of our own nature that can be gotten over in our being able to be. Then though when it is another's thought that lacks, when the thought that lacks makes us think there is something to think about, when we wouldn't have thought about it at all if there was no thought of our own lacking, then when our thought is dependent upon another's thought, and then their thought seems to be lacking, then we think about their lacking thought, that it then might mean that it is something we forgot to think about, but without their thought we can't think right, given that thought is by itself lacking, then all we can think about is the lacking thought, not knowing what to think, when we wouldn't have thought twice about it if it wasn't something someone else thought we should think about by its being lost in thought. Then what is disposable income? To then what is its expenditure in then having this disposable income in extravagant perception? For is not then our ability to see such an immense recognition of disposable income then a picture of what is of necessity? For does not a picture of disposable income then call upon what a thing must overcome to say they then might dispose of it? What then there is extravagance? Then the great perception of minusing what's open, that then there is a necessity to overcome what then might call extravagance of action upon the perception of what is of necessity, where then the transaction of a disposable ritual is then the saying that there is more true than your ritual, where then transaction is the agreement between rituals as a form of treaty between rituals, as then when one makes money is it not in them doing beyond their ritual what is their sight, then where money is a treaty, where then money is the form of credit that is as the common good in this sense. Where though is then true good among the common good when then one says is there not truly a way around all that would take ritual away from itself by being a ritual that makes every ritual seem unritualistic in its being a treaty between all rituals as a ritual. Where then a photograph can be taken and then said of what is of necessity that then there can be a photo of its extravagance in its overcoming. Where then the picture to reinforce its extravagance then reassures the photo by its sharing what is then an enforcement of what is open that then it is recognized after its sharing and revisiting that extravagance as what it was. Where then the picture creates what is extravagant in its calling of a photo a place, by creating a need of perspective that is then enforced by opening and closing of optics. Where then though what is out of frame is then what is not included in the photograph, then is not extravagance then out of frame? Where then if this is so, then what is there to capture extravagance? But then when necessity is out of frame, where then is necessity out of frame? But then where one must know of what is of necessity in creating extravagance where extravagance calls a place of necessity, that then necessity might capture extravagance. Then in its causing what is of concern to where then does one's cause of concern to what's being worn, then tell us where they are? Where then even in the arrangement of having one thing not worn but being aware to then cause its being worn in a way of awareness that it is a wearing of what is of concern for where then one wears not where they are is still somewhere. Where then who does one speak to but what they wear? Where then they speak to what they wear, in an attempt to justify what's being worn as what's worn then reflects from personality to then the range of function as then a ritual. Where then according to what's worn then being how much of it is conversed about to what they speak to. Where then each thing's smoothness is a reflection of what is worn where then does not one gravitate to more conversation with what then reflects. Where then if the question of this is not true conversation is then only when that is the question of conversation as a point of conversation. Though then does that make it true conversation and then even I'm that conversation would not the ones in it be so for the reflection? That then to the power of what is being worn then seen as it is until the small things are of power in them being acute. Sure whatever safe is this side of breathing dragon head. I was thinking that safety is only in a regards to what one wears where then according to their wear is then loss found what is then called unsafe as to wear. What then to be safe in playing what can't be worn safely where one is it is then locked up. Where then they play a game while away from the safe what is then boxing outside of their space of safe. What is then taking a matter as to then their calling a balance into question for how long they are away from their safe box. Where then why would they be away from it? Then are they not saying that what is put in the safe isn't as much as what is worth putting things in the safe for an activity that would otherwise be unsafe for what's in the safe? Then one calls balance into question as then the purpose for being safe is called into question as what can one do? Then is not being unsafe then actually what things want? What is the point of then them being called back to where they feel no use? What though is their use when they are of their perfection? What is to be in place without movement of their structure? What is their perfection of being? Then they seek their own destruction to feel of use what is their movement from perfection? Where then is their quest to understand safety in its movement from their perfection and the rituals what make them feel by treatise that tear them apart by giving them a treatise to move other forms of perfection from their safe space that then perfect things mix into then the creation of other things called then according to their safe spaces. Where then they cheat on their safe space and pay balances according to then their reflection that they call their perfection not having moved that they then make their reflection feel good and that their movement from safety was warranted. Unto them it's moving to safety as a warrant for activities that are perceived as unsafe for what they are into. Anyways main, doing just that he. Where then is a thing's greeting to a place it's resting there. Where then upon its introduction to the family is its being had as then an account of how much of the place it is according to then its being what represents the faculties of such. Where then upon after its introduction is then its resting. Though while in resting then still saying that there is interest that then its resting is a representative for how much interest the faculties themselves give credit to what then is its calling resting interesting. Where then according to how well a thing is surprised by interest is then its resting. Then a thing though gains interest by it calling itself not at rest. What then is to say to the place of interest that there is more to be done? What then is to be a representative for the place one has been introduced to? Where then this is in terms of longevity there is a resting place. Where then it feels like one was had an interest at the beginning of its being. Where though upon it then resting there is then its familiarity with the rest by which then its resting there is called into question as then though the thing then calls the introduction into question as if its being was going to be worthwhile. There would it not have been upon the introduction, where when how it was introduced is then its having a resting place according to its introduction according to this what then is its being in a place of its longevity or not.